Certainly one of the biggest verdicts right ahead of Lok Sabha elections, electoral bonds through which political parties get their funding. A lot of petitions that were filed in the Supreme Court in the run-up to this Lok Sabha elections that challenged the validity of an electoral bond. And here you have the Supreme Court pronouncing a unanimous verdict of all the 5 judges, a unanimous verdict that says electoral bonds violate the right of voters. It's a violation of their fundamental rights. I'm going to cut across to Nalini. A quick word from you, Nalini, as we focus on the Supreme Court proceedings on electoral bonds. We know that the BJP in the year 2022 to 23 have earned or have been funded through electoral bonds nearly 1,300 crores. The Congress about 170 crores in the same period. Supreme Court pronounces a verdict that says these electoral bonds are a violation to voters' rights. Break it down for us.
Well, in fact, Nabila, BJP has been the party that's got the maximum benefits out of the entire electoral bond scheme. As the ruling party, like you correctly said, over 1,300 crores have been received by the BJP. But this is coming as a massive, massive setback to the central government that had very vociferously argued in favor of the electoral bond scheme. But the Supreme Court, mincing no words, even though there are 2 separate opinions authored by 2 separate judges, they've both arrived at the same conclusion that the electoral bond scheme is unconstitutional, it's violative of voters' rights, and the voters have a right to know where the funding of the political parties is coming from, the same political parties that they are expected to vote for in the elections. It's a big win, not just for the petitioners, but also for the democracy, because the Supreme Court has essentially upheld the principles of free and fair elections to happen in the country. And this is coming just ahead of the 2024 Lok Sabha polls, which means that it's going to be extremely interesting to see how the proceeding days now come up. Essentially, because the Supreme Court has ordered not only that the SBI should immediately stop issuance of all electoral bonds, but also that all details must be submitted to the Election Commission of India. And the Election Commission of India is going to publish all of these details of the donors who've made these contributions to the political parties on their website, which means that where have the 1,300 crores come in for the BJP through these electoral bonds, all of those details are now going to be up on the ECI website for public consumption. So because the public has a right to know, and only then should they be allowed to vote.